Hey, welcome everyone. Just gonna give everyone a second to hop on. Hey, Denise, I feel like it's been forever because last week didn't work. I don't know. We were having some weather and our internet was just not working. Even my phone was not working well. So come on in. Come on in. I'm gonna put some oils on. Clarity, as always, just to clear your mind. Clarity essential oil is amazing. I didn't like it at first. Like putting it on, I smelled it on other people and I loved the smell. But for me, I was like, ooh, but now I love it when I just need to focus. And then Valor, of course, for all, I don't know. I still get kind of nervous on these calls. All right. I'm going to put that on my brainstem. Breathe it in. What are you guys putting on tonight? What oils are you using? Anything in particular? Grab a piece of paper or a journal, pen, grab some water or some Ningxia. Totally forgot mine. So we are going to be talking all about hormones, intimacy, libido, oils in the bedroom, because it's all interrelated, right? It's all interrelated. So I'm going to just jump in and just kind of like keep an eye on anyone that's joining. Janice, you said you're putting ylang ylang on. It does seem appropriate. That is one. I'm not a florally one. Like I don't love florals, but I do like ylang ylang. It really rests on the skin so nice and smells so different on the skin than right out of the bottle. And it smells really good diffused. That's when I will diffuse like in the early spring with some like lavender and some basil, like just to make like a garden diffuser blend. So awesome. Good job. All right. So my name is Sarah Stutzman. We are recording this. So we will put this on YouTube so you can share this with your friends if they missed it tonight, because I know Mondays are now crazy. It's springtime. It's like spring training. I remember these days, either running the track in freezing cold weather or nice sunny days. So you may be out and about getting your kids to where they need to be. And so, yes, this will be recorded so you can share this. So my name is Sarah Stutzman. I am a brand partner with Young Living for 8 years. And prior to that, I was a teacher and resigned from teaching, became a stay-at-home mom, and was introduced to Young Living and just fell completely in love because I had used oil since I was in high school and was really enamored by the properties of them and looking for ways that, I had books from good old Barnes and Nobles, that'll date me, but books on homeopathy, books on essential oils, just loving like that natural lifestyle and curious. And so when I found Young Living, I was like, this is it. And Young Living was founded in 1994. And wouldn't you know, that was when I was just starting to dabble in essential oils. And I was like, why didn't I know about this sooner? And so I got my kit and I immediately started sharing with people. I had people over at my house, just telling them all the things that oils can be used for. And I probably scared a lot of people, but at the same time, I had a lot of people that were like, yes, I need this too in my life. So, there's so many ways that you can use essential oils. And tonight we're going to be talking about using them for our hormones, for self-care. And self-care is going to look a little bit different than what you're used to. Not like the pampering kind of self-care. Like, yeah, that's important too. We're going to talk about oils in the bedroom and how to increase your libido and how to use oils and also Young Living supplements, because Young Living supplements are infused with essential oils, which makes their supplements more bioavailable in our body. So did you ever think like, how much of this am I peeing out when you take a supplement, right? Where Young Living supplements, when you take them, they're infused with oils, so it allows the oxygen to help. It oxygenates those supplements. It allows the supplements to be absorbed better. And so you're not wasting the nutrition. Your body's actually using it. So you need less than you actually think you do a lot of times. So let's talk about, let's just get into it, right? So we were made and created by an almighty God, and we were created to procreate. We were made, he gave us the gift of sex, right? With our loved ones. We were made to procreate. And so if you are lacking libido, then you either have little children or you are completely stressed out, because we should be desiring to have sex with our loved ones, right? With our loved one. We should be wanting that. All right. So if you're falling into bed at night so tired, or during the day, sex doesn't have to happen at night, but if you are just completely stressed out, you're tired, it's the last thing on your mind, then your plate is super full. All right. And that's probably, obvious, because women today, we're doing so many things. We're running businesses. We are, we're working, we're running our kids here and there, maybe grandchildren, we're taking care of grandchildren, we're, what have you, but each season of life we think is going to get less stressful, and it doesn't change. It continues to stay stressful. But we have a choice in each season for our best yes. And so we can say yes, and we can say no. And so that's kind of where that self-care comes into play, that boundary of, am I saying yes because I feel bad for, the person that's asking me, or I don't want to let them down, or, you're thinking of that empathy of that other person while you're forfeiting your own needs of rest and self-care, right? And so you have to really think, is this my best yes in the season that I'm in? And it's okay to say no. And so really think hard on those boundaries. Where do you need to say yes, and where do you need to say no? And so be really in tune with that, because here's what happens. This is called the pregnenolone steal. Your body, everyone thinks cholesterol is so evil, right? What's the number one drug that's given, right? It's statins to lower cholesterol, but cholesterol is so, so important. And when you're taking drugs that lower cholesterol, guess what? That's going to lower libido too. And so we need healthy fats. We need cholesterol. It is very, very important. My mom was just talking to a woman. Is it a woman? Yeah. She was sharing this at our last class. So last month, we had this class in person, and so I'm sharing it now in a quick condensed version, 30 minutes in our class. But she was sharing, because at these classes we can share testimonies, but she was sharing that she was talking to like an 80 or 90-year-old woman that was like, my cholesterol is so high, but I've never been on medication. Never, I won't ever take that medication. And she was like, yeah, like 80s, 90s. I can't remember. I'll have to ask her to maybe share that testimony. But cholesterol is important, because what happens is cholesterol creates all your sex hormones. It creates pregnenolone, and then it creates DHEA. Okay. And pregnenolone converts to either progesterone or cortisol. And if your body is under so much stress, your backup is to create cortisol, because it's like fight flight. And so if your body's going, well, I'm just trying to survive, I'm trying to stay alive, there's no way I am creating another life, there's no way I'm going to create a baby under this much stress, I don't need progesterone. So pregnenolone gets diverted to cortisol, and that's where you get just like those high amounts of cortisol. And then eventually cortisol just crashes, right? And then you have nothing. And so you need to keep your stress levels intact. You need to keep them in check. And that's why saying no to things that, may not serve you in the season that you're in. And it's going to be hard to create those boundaries, because we do think of others, right? Especially as women, we think of others and we just want to serve everyone. We want to love everyone. We want to do things for everyone. But it's okay to say, not right now. Ask me in another month, ask me in 2 months, but not right now. And so saying no, so that way you can keep your stress in check. Also, we think that we have to do these high intensity workouts as well. Well, that's creating stress. Stress is stress. The body does not know any different. And so high intensity workouts, when you're already stressed out, is going to just create more stress, higher cortisol levels. And that, that creates that imbalance of hormones in your body, which lowers libido, because you're not going to want, you're not going to want to have sex when you're so stressed out. And then, and tired at the end of the day. Yes, you may feel amazing after your workout, but then you crash. Okay. And so some people just work out because they feel so good while they're working out, but then they crash. And then there's no time for anything else. So be in tune with that. If you are still, if you are still menstruating, I want to show you this. Let me share my screen real quick. Can you all see that, Denise? Can you see that? Okay, it's kind of small, but so as menstruating women, if you're still menstruating, this is what I want you to be really in tune with. You can even go like, this is from Pinterest. I just went on and I'm like, 4 seasons of your cycle, because I've seen these graphics all over the place. And this has helped me be in tune with what I should be feeling and connecting with in my cycle. And this also goes into the self-care mode as well. So our cycle actually starts on day 1 of menstruation. Okay, so this is the winter phase. Day 1 to day 6, or however long your period lasts, really. So it could fluctuate a little bit. These days are just rough estimates. But let's say day 1 to 6, you're sloughing everything off, okay? Your hormones and your energy are at the lowest points. This is not a time to like, yes, I'm going to crush some goals. I'm going to, go to the gym and I'm going to work out hard. I'm going to, plan for new adventures or whatever. This is a time to go inwards. So think winter hibernation, where, in our last couple, was it January, we talked about just slow rhythms. Winter is all about slow rhythms, slowing down, lighting some candles, journaling, reflecting, thinking about how the last month has gone, and doing some of that self-care. And so maybe some foot massages, some foot baths, hot, long showers, whatever helps you to just slow down. So it's only 6 days. I know for us women, we're like, oh my word, 6 days of just doing nothing and slowing down. Well, not doing nothing, but just slowing down. And we can track our cycle. And so plan for that in the month. Plan for that week. Like, okay, I'm not really going to plan a whole lot. I'm going to plan warm, comforting meals, things that are nourishing to my body. Then after your period is over, it's springtime right now. How are y'all feeling, right? There's this energy that is building up and we're so excited, right? We hear the birds chirping, we see the, bees flying, we see the tulips popping up. And so we are excited. There's this energy, there's this rebirth of the whole earth. And so spring is like that. And so same thing when we come out of winter, when we come out of our period, we feel that because our estrogen it's rising, testosterone is rising. So yes, women, we have some testosterone, that's important, but mostly estrogen, right? It's starting to rise. The follicular stimulating hormone, okay, this is our follicular phase. It's blooming, it's starting to rise, there's energy. And this is where we're planning, we're feeling creative, we're setting goals. So be mindful of this season in your life or in the month, okay? Because if you're not mindful of this cycle, you may just feel like you're a crazy woman, like all over the place, right? You're like, what is wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You cycle, and this happens. So feed into it. and know this in your cycle, and know that, like, okay, I know I'm not going to feel as, energetic and feeling really like, I want to be with my spouse during the autumn phase, where you're like, oh my gosh, we're going into winter, right? And I'm not feeling any kind of creativity. So maybe that springtime, that's where you're really, really into your spouse, and you're really just loving on him. If there's any men in the room, loving on her. Well, that wouldn't make sense. We're all women. That was like, it's the end of the day. Loving on him. Okay. Loving on him. And so then we're going into the ovulation phase, day 14 to 21. Your hormones and your energy at their peak. Okay. And this is where I want you to be mindful of, like, moisture levels too. Like, you might have more mucus as well. That is when you know that you're ovulating. Okay. And that right there. So these two, the spring and summer, is where you're going to be more energetic, and you're going to feel more in tune to be in the bedroom, right? And to love on your husband, your loved one. So hormones at their peak, you're feeling your best, high energy, and even your social life too. You're going to want to be with people. You're planning things, you're planning events. Be mindful of this. And then you come into the autumn phase, where estrogen and testosterone are dipping and progesterone is rising. And this is progesterone and estrogen they're like two sisters, right? And we always think, okay, we don't want too much estrogen, right? We need more progesterone. You just need a balance. And we're getting too much estrogen from things in our water supply, in our food supply, in our products that we're using. And so, yes, those kinds of estrogens are not good. And so we want to eliminate those, limit them, so that way our natural estrogen and our natural progesterone can, attach to the receptor sites and actually allow us to feel that femininity and feel all of these things through each season in our cycle. So I don't know. Estrogen and testosterone are dipping here. We're starting to crave that alone time. We're starting to go inward. We might feel those more moody tendencies, and that's okay. Not so it's like crazy, but I wouldn't say this all depends on everyone. This says creativity at itself high. I would say creativity is usually in the ovulation phase, but everyone's different, right? And so then this cycles, right? And so I'm going to stop share. If you want to take a screenshot of this, you can. Or you can find one on Pin. Okay, so what happens with those extra estrogens, right? Like I was saying, we have so many extra estrogens that create this imbalance, where you might feel so PMS-y, right? Or you might feel really like crazy hormone shifts. That cycle shouldn't be a crazy hormone roller coaster. It should be naturally flowing one into the other, and you should feel it, and you should be in tune with it. If you're having crazy ups and downs where you are ragey, then we need to think about some things. Then you need to think about diet. You need to think about, okay, where are these extra estrogens coming from? What's happening? So extra estrogens can come from body care products, cleaning products, candles, plug-ins, sprays that we're using, perfumes, shampoos, medications, antibiotics. Well, that's a medication, but antibiotics in our food. So let's say meat products. That's why it's really important to get pastured poultry, pastured beef, making sure that there's no antibiotics, no extra hormones added to those animals or given to those animals. So even our water supply, if you are on public water, make sure that you're using a really good filter, or trying to get a spring water. I would even say well water, because all of the glyphosate like all the Roundup, the sprays that they're spraying can act as an antibiotic. They act as, xenoestrogens in our body. So we're getting it from so many avenues. We're getting all these xenoestrogens. They are chemicals that act like estrogens, and they attach to receptor sites, and they're really big, clunky, heavy chemicals. And then our estrogen is going, well, I don't even know where to go. And so it gets filtered through our liver, and our liver has a harder job because our liver is also creating that cholesterol. It's also filtering toxins. Our liver has over 500 functions. And so when we can really support the liver by eliminating as many xenoestrogens as possible, thieves cleaner, let's just say, everyone get rid of their cleaners and just do thieves cleaner, right? That's like, you could get rid of so much if with just thieves cleaner. And doing that for yourself, and then being mindful of the food sources, over-the-counter medications, which we were not going to really touch on, but just to let you know that the medications will deplete a lot of B vitamins as well, which is really, B vitamins are really essential for so many hormone conversions. And so if you are taking any medications, talk to your doctor about increasing B vitamins. But Young Living has an amazing super B vitamin that's infused with nutmeg that has, that supports the adrenal glands, supports the thyroid. And so then it's more bioavailable. It says on the bottle to take 2. I'm good with 1. So start with half a tablet, because B vitamins also methylate. They also help detox. So you don't want to go like from 0 to 2. Start with half a tablet and then increase. So making sure you're getting enough B vitamins. Extra sugars in your diet. Sugar spikes insulin. Insulin is a hormone. Take notice, like eyes open, men having that extra belly, having breasts. Insulin does the same thing for our men's hormones. So it creates estrogen in men, and it converts testosterone to estrogen. And so this goes for men and women. I got a little mixed up a couple minutes ago, but this is for men and women. Lower the sugar in your diet, okay? Because insulin creates extra estrogen. All right, it's, I'm not even gonna get into the whole thing, so we don't have enough time, but insulin's a hormone, and then you have just these sugar spikes, and you have moods that are up and down, right? And so when you can keep your insulin at a constant, which is, hello, Ningxia Red, right? Ningxia Red supports stable blood sugars. If you're trying to get rid of like soda in the afternoon or caffeine, try Ningxia Red, try Ningxia Nitro. It is amazing. And there are clinical studies out there showing that it helps stabilize blood sugar. And so extra estrogen, let me back up. Toxins are stored in fat cells. Fat cells also increase estrogen. This is important when you're going into menopause. So if you're at a healthy weight, I always hear older women saying, oh, I'm gaining some weight, and that's actually okay. If you're at a healthy weight and you're going into menopause, that is a good thing. You need to have a little bit more padding. You need a little bit more fat cells, because fat cells create estrogen. And as you go into menopause and you're in menopause, your estrogen dips. You have, and I don't have it in my book. There's 3 kinds of estrogens. You're going to get my book and it'll tell you in there. So I'm going to put this right here, right now. Fill this out, and I will email you a copy of my In Tune hormone book that talks about all these things. There's 3 types of estrogen, and the one in the later years is a really mild estrogen. And so that's why it's important to have some extra padding on your body if you're at a healthy weight going into menopause, because fat cells create estrogen, a low amount. But for the average person, in today's society, that extra weight is just increasing that estrogen when you're trying to decrease it. So we want to, really decrease that sugar and the unhealthy carbohydrates. So what can we take and what can we do while we're decreasing sugar in our diet, while we're eating healthier fats, while we're, being mindful of our boundaries and our self-care and saying no to the things that stress us out in life? What do we do? So here are some things that you can do. I already mentioned B vitamins. B vitamins are crucial through stressful moments, but then also if you are taking any kind of medications, increasing your B vitamins is important. Because your body goes through them very fast when you're stressed out or when you're on medications. Ningxia Red, like I said before, there's clinical trials that that have been done that show that it helps support the immune system, supports energy levels, supports healthy sleep, and then also stabilizes blood sugar as well. Sulfurzyme is MSM, and it is the precursor to glutathione. Glutathione is one of the master antioxidants. Melatonin is the master antioxidant, but glutathione helps with liver detoxification. And liver detoxification is really important because, like I said, when your liver is not healthy, your body is not healthy. Your hormones unhealthy because, and detoxification. And so you may be seeing some signs, check engine signs, either through, skin, headaches, hot flashes, nausea, whatever, whatever doesn't seem normal to you, it always goes back to the liver. I always say the root is at the liver. It's part of a healthy digestion. And so sulfurzyme helps your liver go through the multiple phases of detoxification because it helps create glutathione. And then if you are needing and then healthy fats too, healthy fats and proteins, which I said earlier. So nutrition, right? If you're needing some targeted support, Young Living has Thiamine, which helps support a healthy thyroid if you take it at nighttime. If you take it in the morning, it helps support healthy adrenal glands. I love to take it in the morning, so that way in the afternoon when I'm getting that 2 or 3 o'clock dip, it just keeps me going and it keeps things stabilized. Endogize is a supplement and it's food for your endocrine system. So all of your endocrine glands. And you're supposed to take it for 4 weeks and then take a 2-week break. So those are just 2 targeted nutritional supplements that Young Living has that you could try depending on your needs. And you can always reach out to me if you have specific questions. And then oils for hormones. Clary sage is estrogenic. I love to use that on my lower abdomen. I just rub it in my lower abdomen. I'm not quite sure. I remember where I heard that from, or any thin skin as well. So your forearms, you can put it there. So that helps increase healthy estrogens. So it's a low, mild estrogen, which that will then attach to the receptor sites, and any of those xenoestrogens, because we step outside and there's chemtrails and there's the water that we drink, we're breathing in toxins. We can't control everything. And so when we do have those xenoestrogens, if we're guarded with that, the clary sage, that mild estrogen, it's attached to the receptor sites. It resonates with our own body's estrogen. Those xenoestrogens then just get cycled through the liver. So making sure that that healthy liver is on point first. Same thing with flaxseed oil or flaxseed. If you incorporate that into your diet, it's a very mild estrogen that you can incorporate nutritionally. Progestins Plus. There we go. Progestins Plus is a serum that was formulated by Gary Young and Dr. Dan Purser. It has wild yam extract in it, which has a low amount of progesterone, plant-based progesterone. Frankincense, lavender, cedarwood, really calming oils. So if you use that at night on your forearms, it helps you sleep really well. but then it also allows your body's natural progesterone to, attach to the receptor sites and increase your body's natural progesterone. And then Endoflex is an oil that anyone can use, male or female, even children can use it, because everyone has an endocrine system at birth. And so I love to roll this one on my thyroid and my adrenal glands. If you have little ones that aren't sleeping well, their sleep isn't regulated, you can put it on their feet, you can put it on their adrenal glands as well, and even their thyroid. And I've heard mamas that say their babies can sleep, or their toddlers can sleep better. It just helps regulate the endocrine system. So supplements are food for the endocrine system and for the body, whereas oils, they bring frequency, and they bring these plant-based molecules that can attach to receptor sites and bring energy to the body. Let's talk about the bedroom, because we have 5 minutes left, right? So what if you're like, okay, I'm doing all these things, but I just really need to like love on my husband. I know I need to be better at staying awake, right? And loving on my husband and honoring him. And, I might not feel like I'm in the mood, but he is. What do I do? Okay. The Young Living massage oils are the bomb. Like, they're amazing, non-toxic, like KY jelly, like, ew, don't use that stuff anymore. Relaxation massage oil or sensation massage oil. Sensation is really mild. Relaxation has a little bit of peppermint in it, not too much. Those two oils are great for just using as a loop, or just using as a massage, like massaging, getting into the mood. You can make your own with coconut oil and sensation essential oil, or just using regular coconut oil if you're sensitive. If you're like, I need to get in the mood quick, I'm tired, I need to get in the mood very fast. A friend shared this with me. I'm going to share it. I blush every time. Joy oil. You can dilute this if you're very, very, very sensitive. A drop on the love button, which is your clit. It'll get you in the mood fast. Or sensation oil. Again, if you're very sensitive, mix it with some coconut oil. For another quickie, nutmeg. Never tried that one, so I can't really say, but that might need to be diluted too. That's called the quickie oil. And here's a book, Lucy Libido. I'm going to write it out. You can look this book up on Amazon, and it actually goes over oils for him and her in the bedroom, and then also hormonal things, and then lots of amazing recipes in the back. I lent mine out to someone and I don't know where it is, so I might have to get a new one. That's a great book. Orange oil or any kind of citrus oil in the diffuser or rubbed on your lower abdomen helps with just creativity, clearing the mind, and getting you in the mood. For him, Shutron oil, right on the shaft, makes them feel very masculine and makes them last longer. Same for goldenrod. I'll tell you, Shutron smells a lot better, but it's more expensive than goldenrod. Goldenrod's really, really, really earthy. You can mix goldenrod with Idaho blue spruce. Idaho blue spruce is the highest frequency oil, and it's very masculine, and it's great for men's testosterone levels. The other one that's good for men and for prostate for men is Mister. Another place that men can roll Mister or Idaho blue spruce for testosterone or prostate is the inner ankle. The inner ankle. And same for women. Inner ankle for the women as well is like the reproductive area. So clary sage on the inner ankle, progestins plus on the inner ankle would be great. And then for women that, oh, Denise, ask that question again for menopause and progesterone, or you can message me. For women, I hear this a lot. After menopause, I'm dry and sex hurts. clary sage. Use clary sage on the lower abdomen daily, and that'll help create more moisture, kind of like you're ovulating. It'll create that like mucusy, that feel. And so it'll help even during sex. So yes, so that was fast and furious. We have just a couple minutes. We have about 4 minutes. We talked about self-care, hormones, libido, intimacy, all the things. What are your questions? Any specific questions? Yeah, Progestin Plus is good for after menopause. Some women will use that after menopause as well. Yep. The one thing after menopause that I know some women will use is, I can put it right now. PD 8020. That's a supplement. Pregnenolone cream is the cream version of the supplement. So PD 8020, pregnenolone, DHEA, 80% pregnenolone, 20% DHEA, and they'll roll it on their, or they'll rub it on their inner ankles if they use the cream. Is it Rahimogen? There's a, maybe not. Is it Rahimogen? No, I think that's the blood cleanser. There's a lotion that women love for increasing estrogen. Denise, you find that. I'm like blanking on that one. There's a lotion that's great for increasing estrogen if you don't want to just do clary sage. But while she finds that, and if we can't find it tonight, I'll put it in our group and then also in our Facebook event. If you are in menopausal state, this book is good. It's called Menopause Essentials, The Ultimate Guide to Optimal Aging. I forget where I got it. Menopause is by Dr.
Is it Femigen? It's a supplement.
Yes, Femigen. That's a supplement. I thought it was a cream. I don't know. I was thinking it was a cream. Femigen is one that I've heard women that are perimenopausal and menopausal that love that because it just helps with healthy estrogen levels. I'm going to put it to everyone. And Taming the Dragon too is a good book for hormones at any age, for navigating for like teens, preteens, teens, while you're like in the thick of like child rearing to perimenopause and menopause. Taming the Dragon, that one's going to be a hard one to find. You might find it on thrift books, but so many books are being, just kind of banned. So those are some books to look for. And we have 1 minute left. And I just want to let you know that I appreciate you all being here tonight. If you have personal questions, please reach out to me privately. But I'm just so glad that you could be here tonight, just learning a little bit. I hope you have a notebook full of information, and make sure you fill out that info and I will send you my Intune book. Reach out to me about that, Denise, definitely. And I will see you at the end of the month. We'll talk about taxes and business at the end of the month. And if you are local, come to our thieves cleaning class next Monday night. See you guys later. Thank you so much for being here. Good night.